There's a storm brewing in Berea, and it's not about what's happening on the field, but about who might be able to take the field when the season starts. We need to talk about it, so without further ado, hit the like button and join us to stay informed. The Cleveland Browns have one of the most unpredictable quarterback situations in the entire NFL heading into 2025, and that's just the beginning of a series of surprising developments for a franchise that refuses to be written off. Now, before we dive into this quarterback carousel, let's talk defense, because believe it or not, the Browns could be fielding a top-tier linebacker unit in 2025 without their Pro Bowler. That's right, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, or JOK as fans know him, is expected to miss the entire season. You'd think that would be devastating news for a team already facing a lot of question marks. But here's the twist. PFF's Dalton Wasserman isn't just optimistic. He's ranked the Browns linebacker core as the 12th best in the NFL. No kidding? No problem, apparently. Jordan Hicks and Devin Bush are the duo leading the charge, both of whom quietly dominated last year. Hicks posted an impressive 77.4 overall PFF grade, good for 11th at his position, and Bush wasn't far behind. And then there's rookie Carson Schweissinger, selected 33rd overall. Schweissinger is expected to contribute right out of the gate. His arrival brings fresh energy and depth that could elevate this unit from overlooked to elite. And there's more. Cleveland added Jerome Baker, the Cleveland-born linebacker who fans around here know well. A former star at Benedictine High School and Ohio State, Baker returns home bringing experience from his time with the Dolphins and Seahawks. This defense, folks, is sound across the board. The line? Anchored by Myles Garrett. The secondary? Sticky and suffocating. Now add this underrated linebacker group, and you start to see how the Browns might surprise the league, not despite the injuries, but because of how they've built around them. But for all the solidity on defense, the offense is where the real questions begin. Let's address the elephant in the room, the quarterback battle. It's not just a two-man race. It's a four-man scramble, and it's unlike anything Browns fans have seen before. Joe Flacco, the 40-year-old comeback player of the year. Kenny Pickett, a former first-round pick still searching for a true home. And then two highly intriguing rookies, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. The stakes? Sky high. Because how these reps are split in training camp might just define the Browns' entire season. Flacco and Pickett are expected to take the majority of first-team reps early. That's no surprise, veteran presence, early season stability. But what happens when the rookies start to flash in practice? Can the Browns resist the temptation of a fresh start with a young QB? Then there's a wild card few expected. Kenny Pickett might not even be in Cleveland when the season starts. That's right, there are whispers, even on Browns' own airwaves, about a potential trade to New Orleans. Saints coach Kellen Moore, who worked with Pickett in Philadelphia, might be keeping a close eye on his former QB. Nathan Zegura, Browns radio analyst, hinted that Pickett could bring the most return in a trade. Think about that for a second. A former first-rounder, still young, with a 15-10 record as a starter. If the Saints' situation with Tyler Shaw falters, Pickett could be on the move. And here's where it gets really intriguing. Even though some view Pickett as expendable, others, like Zegura, still see potential for a resurgence. Remember Sam Darnold? Written off, bounced around, then found life again. Could Pickett follow that arc in Cleveland? Or will he take his talents south? Meanwhile, the Browns aren't naming any starters. Kevin Stefanski made it clear, no depth chart yet, no decisions before camp. The Browns open camp on July 22nd, and all four QBs will be splitting reps. It's anyone's job to win or lose. And while that's brewing, let's not forget the run game. Nick Chubb won't be leading the backfield anymore. That reality has set in. And now the Browns are tasked with reimagining their ground attack with a young, hungry group led by Quentin Judkins, Dylan Sampson, and Jerome Ford. Judkins is expected to be the workhorse, early down touches, power running, steady production. Sampson? He brings juice as a receiver and change of pace option. Ford and Pierre Strong Jr. round out the room, likely contributing most on special teams but still capable of breaking big plays. This camp will determine who gets the nod and whether the Browns can forge an identity without their former star back. Finally, there's the wide receiver room, a glaring area of concern for fans. With Amari Cooper traded midseason and Elijah Moore gone to Buffalo, Deontay Johnson becomes the de facto WR1. That's a lot to ask, even for a guy with his resume. The Browns didn't draft a receiver, but they did take tight end Harold Fannin Jr. in the 3rd round. That's a signal. Maybe they're looking to lean heavier on tight ends and power formations. Or maybe they're waiting, keeping an eye on free agents like Keenan Allen or Gabe Davis. Still, Jamari Thrash and Cedric Tillman are in line for real chances to step up. This camp will be their proving ground. And with all this chaos, quarterback uncertainty, backfield transitions, receiver holes, it's easy to see why some outside voices are writing the Browns off in 2025. But not so fast. This defense might be good enough to keep them in games. And if one of these quarterbacks catches fire, if the run game finds rhythm, if a receiver emerges, everything changes. Let me know in the comments. The preseason kicks off on August 8th against the Carolina Panthers, and until then, what we have is a silent war on the training ground. No quarterback has been declared a starter. No names are guaranteed. Just speculation, coaches' watchful eyes, and an entire city trying to decipher what's coming next. Joe Flacco, even at 40 years old, is still an imposing figure. He showed in 2023 that he can still win games and lead attacks under pressure. He threw for 1,616 yards and 13 touchdowns in just 5 games. For many, that's enough to put him ahead in the race. But there's one thing to consider: he's not the future of the franchise. Flacco is short-term stability, nothing more. On the other side, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel represent hope and possibility. 2 young guys who arrived hungry, with courage, and who need time on the field to develop what could be the future of the position in Cleveland. The problem? The clock is ticking. The season doesn't wait, and losses in September count just as much as losses in December. Kenny Pickett, in this scenario, is caught between 2 worlds. He's young, but not a rookie. He's experienced, but he hasn't proven himself to be a reliable long-term QB. And his connection with Kellen Moore in Philly can't be ignored. If the Saints falter with Tyler Shaw, it's not unreasonable to imagine Pickett donning black and gold by the end of August. Now, all of that would be smoke and mirrors if there wasn't a solid foundation to build on. And that's where the Browns' defense takes center stage again. With Myles Garrett leading a defensive line capable of dominating entire games, and a secondary that leaves no room for error, this group can keep the team competitive even as the offense adjusts. The linebacker core, as we've said before, is the big game changer here. Even without JOK, the additions of Carson Schweissinger and Jerome Baker bring depth, youth, and most importantly, versatility. It's a group that can cover the entire field, pressure the quarterback, and also reinforce the ground game. That's no small feat in today's NFL. The outlook is still murky, but it's far from hopeless. The Browns have problems, yes. But they also have pieces. And if they can put this puzzle together in the next few weeks, they could surprise those who have already written them off. Now it's up to you, fans. Who should be the starting quarterback in 2025? The veteran Flacco? Does Pickett deserve another chance? Or is it time for Shedeur or Gabriel to take over? Leave your opinions here in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. The season is just beginning. Go Browns!